Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I've done any kind of photography related videos. So just a quick recap. Several years ago I had to sell all my equipment before I shipped off to boot camp, and then fast forward like 6 years, I wanted to get back into it, so I got a new camera, new lenses, and then fast forward a little bit more up until recently. I did a trip to Miami, went down there to see my uncle, do some fishing, and to get some photos. So that's what this video is going to be, just a quick recap of some of my favorite photos that I took while I was down there. So starting off, we have this beautiful pair of limpkins. Limpkins are a large wading bird related to cranes. Beautiful feathers. I really like this shot. Something that I always try to do is try to use the foreground or anything really, whether it be bushes or a tree or leaves, anything really in the foreground, to try to frame the subject and kind of create a little bit of a composition with it. On to the next one, we have this little iguana here we found on a trail. This is a perfect example of the kind of the bokeh or background blur that you can get with the Sigma. Some people would say that it's maybe lacking a little bit, or maybe they wish they could get a little bit more bokeh out of it. I don't know. I think I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I really like the bokeh that you get with this. I think that whenever you're shooting wildlife photography, I think that the environment that the animal is in is arguably just as beautiful as the animal itself. So, alright, so these next two photos are two of my favorite photos from the trip. I think these came out beautifully, and then a really beautiful subject matter too. We have a smaller juvenile turtle next to its mother. I actually had the second photo here actually printed, and I gave it to my mother for Mother's Day. Photo, lots of detail, lots of color, lots of contrast. What more could you ask for in a wildlife shot? And then here's that second photo. Beautiful scene right here, a small juvenile turtle clinging to the back of its mother, where it feels safe. Now, I'm sure you probably were not aware of the natural population of black rhinos in southern Florida, but I can assure you that this photo was not taken in a zoo or nature reserve. This is a wild photo I just so happened to take behind a local Walmart. Beautiful animal. I really don't like taking photos in zoos or anything more than a nature reserve. I kind of stick away from. I think there's something to be said about the overall atmosphere of a photo. However, this was a cool shot. We were driving through the nature reserve, and I pulled out my camera, and I wanted to just capture this photo of this black rhino. So here's another somewhat generic photo. This was right before we went fishing, and this was a few hours before I captured my number one favorite photo of the trip. This was just a really pretty scene, I thought, with the sailboats, and this was just a little bit after sunrise here. So beautiful colors, nice contrast with the deep blue water and then the white sailboats. And if you want to pixel peep, I think this is a good photo to pixel peep on. You can zoom in and see how much detail is retained with this lens through the wooden decking on the boat. A lot of lines, parallel lines, curved lines, straight lines, everything. So this is a great photo to really zoom in and look at and see what level of detail this lens is capable of. And then on to the next two photos, we have this beautiful green heron, one of my favorite birds. This was really interesting, and I did take some video, but most of the time I was observing this bird, it was without camera. It was really cool to see because the point of view we have here, there was a wooden boardwalk leading through this swampy area, and the green heron was carefully wading through the water, searching for small prey. And it was really cool to watch, and I didn't want the camera to kind of be in the way of that. I think that it's important to step back, and although it's very rewarding to capture a beautiful photo like this. I think it's important to also just step back and observe it yourself without the camera, just to have that memory. And then here's that second photo here to give you another POV of this beautiful bird. Again, lots of beautiful contrast. You know, the lack of intense bokeh, I think, really benefits this second photo, and just being able to see the beautiful contrast of the few glimmers of the sun, or the few rays of the sun that were able to break through the dense canopy above us and really highlight that the grass in the back, which offers a great contrast between the dark feathers of this green heron. And then next up we have the beautiful American alligator. So funny story about this photo is that this was towards the end of the day. We were losing a lot of light, and I was really nervous that I wasn't going to get a photo of an alligator. That was one of my bucket list photos for this trip, is I wanted to capture some photos of the American alligator. And if there was ever a photo that I've taken that I thought might be too sharp, I think it's this one. This photo is insanely sharp, a razor's edge. The Sigma, you know, this photo really showed me what this lens is capable of in terms of sharpness. And what others were saying is that sometimes it's a little too sharp. This is one of the photos that I took back from the trip and actually had printed. Still in the process of hanging those up, by the way, but really beautiful photo that I'm pretty proud of. And now the moment of truth. My number one favorite photo from this trip is this one right here. So this is two sea turtles. And I think the reason why this is such a powerful photo, to me anyways, is that, you know, whenever you Google or search sea turtles, the top results are always going to be how incredibly endangered these animals are. And to see these two turtles fighting to preserve their species in the wake of chaos had this very almost apocalyptic atmosphere around it. Because again, you know, you look at these animals and you see how endangered they are, and their species is just hanging on to a thread, you know, and trying to avoid just being a mere photo in a history book. And here they are fighting to preserve that. So I think that it's a really empowering photo. I have this one printed out as well. Really am proud of this photo. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed putting it together for you guys and kind of showing you what I've been up to lately. So if you like this kind of video, and if you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe and then hit that little bell icon, so that way when I upload more photography videos or more whatever, you know, this channel's kind of all over the place, but be sure to hit the subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will see you in the next video.